Hello. Hey. Now, I know what you're thinking. The lighting looks really bad. I can't do anything about it. I wanted to record this first video in my guest room slash library slash reading room, but the lighting is even worse in there, believe it or not. I mean, I've kind of waited until the very end of the day to record this, so there's not even daylight coming in, but I just want to get this first video out of the way, done, rip the band-aid off. I've been thinking about it for too long. I'm Carly, and this is my booktube channel. This is officially my first booktube video. What is booktube? If you are not familiar with booktube, we're going to talk about, you guessed it, books.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's very self-explanatory. I really want this channel to be a place where I can come and talk to people in the booktube community. So many great creators out there that are doing this. I just am nervous. It's very nerve-wracking putting yourself on camera and posting it out there, but I feel like this is the only way that I can truly talk to you guys. And I'm going to be talking about the books that I'm currently reading. I'm going to be vlogging books that I'm reading, reviewing books that I'm reading, lots of reading. I really love watching people do live reaction videos to reading books. That is honestly my favorite type of content out there in the booktube world. I don't want to claim that I'm a book expert by any means. I just love reading. Realized that I loved reading at a very young age, but honestly, I never really took it this seriously until probably a couple years ago. It's just kind of one of those things that I knew that I loved, but then high school, you know, you're focusing on your classwork, and then you go to college, and then you're also focusing on your classwork there. I just never had leisure time.
I think you're lying.
I guess I did have leisure time, but I didn't spend it reading, which I wish I did, but I didn't. I just wanted to put that out there that I'm not a book expert, and I don't want people to think that I know what I'm talking about, because I really don't. I'm actually truly a beginner, honestly. I guess I should probably tell you what books I like to read. I would say that I mostly read fantasy and literary fiction and historical fiction and horror. I really don't want to say that this channel is going to be this or that. If I had to say what I'll probably read the most of, is probably fantasy, literary fiction, and historical fiction. But sprinkle in a little bit of horror in there, okay? On an occasional occurrence, I will be reading romance. But I think for me, when it comes to romance in books, I typically don't go out of my way to get a romance book. I like the unexpected when it comes to romance, because I do have a thing where I really dislike announcing of tropes for romance, because for me, I don't want to know that. It's almost like a spoiler. I'm one of those people that says tropes are spoilers, and I'm sorry.
I said what I said. I said what I said,
As
and
always.
I'm not changing on it, okay?
That's kind of, I am that person. I don't want to know if it's enemies to lovers, because that's the whole fun of it. I don't want to know if it's friends to lovers, because that's the whole fun of it. So anyways, that's a rant for another day. That's a little bit in a nutshell of the kinds of books that I will be reading on this channel. So if you're into that, maybe consider subscribing. No pressure though, because I get it. You don't know me, I don't know you, but that's gonna change. I hope that you stay, and I hope that you watch, because I'm about to tell you what I'm reading right now. So, currently, I am reading Golden Sun by Pierce Brown. I have already obviously read the first book, because this is the second book of the trilogy. So, there are three. There is Red Rising is the first one, Golden Sun is the second one, and then Morning Star is the third book. For people who don't know what Red Rising is, our main character, Darrow, is in this dystopian society where there are tiers in the society. The tiers are sort of all colors, so yeah, they're all colors. And he is from the lowest tier, so he is a red, and golds are like the top. Those are the high politicians, the leaders. This is a story of how he makes his way up to the top, and attempts to basically overthrow the entire society. It's so good. I was obsessed. I loved the first book. It was just everything that I was expecting and more. I was genuinely shocked at some of the scenes. Loved his writing. Golden Sun. This one is held very highly for people who love this series. I don't really have room to give a review on it, considering I'm only at page 242. So I don't think I can really say much as of right now, and this is going to be like spoiler free, so don't worry about it, but I'm liking it, and I am liking the plot. I've been talking with other people on BookTube about that, and they kind of told me, don't get hung up on trying to make sense of all of the different weapons that are going on. This second book, the science fiction starts coming into this. It was a little bit in the first book, but this is when it starts getting cosmic space vibes, which I have never read before, and I think that's also another reason why I've been, I don't want to say struggling, it's just, this is a little out of my comfort zone. I've never even seen Star Wars, so please, yeah. It's just so widely popular that I kind of already know what happens, so I don't feel like I need to watch it. But anywho, that's what I'm reading right now. Now, a little spoiler to future video. I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for this one. I didn't do it for the first book because I didn't have all of the proper equipment. So, that video will hopefully be coming soon. I just got to get through this, and then I also got to get through Morningstar, so I don't really know. I'm going to try and get that video as soon as possible, but we'll see. Either way, it will be coming. So, that's what I'm reading right now, you guys. I'm so excited. So the next part of this video, I want to give you guys the opportunity to help me pick what's on my TBR. I want you guys to pick what I am for sure reading this year. We have a collection over here. Now, if you've already looked at some of them, then that means that you cheated. Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
How do we do this? I'm gonna keep my goal very attainable. Let's go for 5, the first 5 comments. The first 5 comments get to pick what I am for sure reading this year out of these books right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books. So 2 of them I may or may not read. 5 of them I will be reading 100%. The first one is The Killer Angels by Michael Shara. Michael Shara. I think that's how you say it, and I'm sorry if not. I've seen this specifically, and I'm going to give a shout out here to Red Fury Books. I love his channel. He talks about historical fiction a lot. Basically, this is a historical fiction novel about the Battle of Gettysburg in the Civil War. I am one of those people that will hyperfixate. Last year, I hyperfixated on the World War II for a good 3 months. Like, I watched The Band of Brothers, The Pacific. What's the third one? Maybe I just watched those 2. I think there's a 3rd series, but I can't remember. I binge all of them. I think I just have an interest in American war history in general. So whenever I saw this, I was like, yeah, I need it. Anyway, so I found this at a local bookstore. It's a winner of the Pulitzer Prize, so that's really cool. People said that this is one of their favorite books of all time. So yeah, I'm so excited to read this. One that I want to read this year. So let me know if I should read it. Okay. I'm so excited for this one, so I really hope that someone picks it because I really need to read it. It's Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I need to read this. I read Pride and Prejudice last January, and I enjoyed it, but I've heard a lot about Jane Eyre, and I think that I would really enjoy this one. I just need to read this.
Enough.
I've been wanting to read any of the Bronte sisters books for a long time. So yeah, we all know what Jane Eyre is. It's a classic. I need to read more classics. I don't really know, I honestly don't really know what this is about, which I'm glad because I kind of want to go into it that way and just be surprised with why this is named a classic, why. And I know that it's because Charlotte Bronte's writing is just unreal. I've seen people say that almost every paragraph is pretty much like jaw-dropping poetry. So that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be probably highlighting everything. Yeah, I really want to read this, so if you want me to read it, please let me know in the comments. Next one. Oh, someone please pick this. Oh god. The first video, my entire shelf and everything breaks. That would be horrible. They're gonna fall. Oh god. Okay. So, this one. I have seen this book in almost everyone's top 10 of all time videos from last year. It was trending. It has raving reviews. Some people say that this is their favorite book of all time. And it is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. If you don't know what this book is, it is basically another historical fiction. Well, it's historical fiction, but Western. And I have never read a Western before. I've never read a Western. So what is this about? I don't know. I don't know, okay? So let me try and tell you. Set in the late 19th century, Lonesome Dove is the story of a cattle drive from Texas to Montana, and much more. It is a drive that represents for everybody involved not only a daring, even a foolhardy adventure, but a part of the American dream, the attempt to carve out of the last remaining wilderness a new life. So it looks like we have a few people here, a few former Texas Rangers. Apparently Larry McMurtry is so good at painting characters. Okay, what's next? I'm gonna have to take these off the shelf because I'm just gonna have to. The next one is one that I've seen on one of my other favorite booktube channels, and that is Talking Story with John and Jacob. John has specifically talked about this one a lot. He said that it was one of his favorites from last year, and that's going to be City of Thieves. During the Nazis' brutal siege of Leningrad, Lev Benyov is arrested for looting and thrown into the same cell as a handsome deserter named Kolya. Instead of being executed, Lev and Kolya are given a shot at saving their own lives by complying with an outrageous directive: secure a dozen eggs for a powerful Soviet colonel to use in his daughter's wedding cake. In a city cut off from all supplies and suffering unbelievable deprivation, Lev and Kolya embark on a hunt through the dire lawlessness of Leningrad and behind enemy lines to find the impossible. I heard that this is so good, and I really want to read it, and it's a really short read, which is what I'm trying to put more into my TBR so I can get some more of these short standalones that I've been looking at. And I've been trying to read a lot of series, and I think I love it, but there's so many other books that are standalones that I need to read that I'm trying to fit into my TBR for 2025. So if you want me to read City of Thieves, and you have also read City of Thieves and you loved it, please let me know. If you have not read City of Thieves and you want to, maybe you should put in the comments that you want me to read it, because then we can read it together. See? Okay. This is No Country for Old Men by Cormac McCarthy. Yup, I'm doing it. Well, if you want me to. I do want to do it at some point. So if you really want me to read this, please let me know. A guy finds a pickup truck surrounded by dead men. And it's filled with a bunch of stuff that is not appropriate for YouTube. And $2 million in cash are still in the back. When Moss takes the money, he sets off a chain reaction that not even the law can contain. Basically, it seems like it's a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of, I think, historical fiction, maybe. I know that I have seen Cormac McCarthy everywhere, and he's the one that doesn't put quotation marks in his work. Oh, yeah. People say that if you can get past that, his writing is phenomenal. There's other people who say, I can't do it. If you can't put quotation marks, then what's going on? Just do it. I really want to read it. I don't understand why no quotation marks. If you guys know the reason why he does that, let me know. Or give me an article or an interview that talks about why he writes the way that he does, because I've been so confused. Okay, I'm really excited about this next one, and it's If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio. Ian Gubelli on BookTube, I watch his stuff all the time. He did a video where he was asking people their favorite books, and there was this girl who talked about If We Were Villains, and basically it sounds like it's a bunch of theater kids who love Shakespeare, and a bunch of drama happens. She said it was one of her favorite books ever. So if you have read this, or you have not read this, please put it in the TBR, because I really want to read this. Someone make it official. Someone make it official in the comments if you want me to read If We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, because I really want to read this. I love a good group of friends that get put into just a horrible situation and they have to try and figure it out. That's my favorite kind of plot. The last one that is on this list. I need to read this book. I have seen so many people say that this book is better than the one that made him famously known. I think it has a show. But this book is going to be Recursion by Blake Crouch. The other book I'm talking about is Dark Matter. I have not read that one. I have not read any of Blake Crouch. But what I have heard about Blake Crouch is that his writing, top tier. This is going to be one of those mind-bending psychological thrillers, an epidemic that spreads through no known means, driving its victims mad with memories of a life that they never lived. It's just the first shockwave, unleashed by a stunning discovery, and what's in jeopardy is not our minds, but the very fabric of time itself. Huh? That's all I needed to hear. People have memories of a life that they've never lived, and they need to figure out why this is happening? Yeah. I've been wanting to read Blake Crouch for so long. So if you've read this or you want me to read this, please, 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 please put this on my TBR. Super short too. So another one of these quick short ones that I've been wanting to get in there and read. That is what is on the list for hopefully my TBR. Please let me know in the comments which ones you think I should put in there for sure. I have to read them this year. I can't wait to start making some reading vlogs. Let me know if there's anything else that I should be doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. If you made it this long, thank you for listening. I'm gonna try and respond to all of my comments, if I even get any, but I will try and respond to you because that's the whole reason that I'm doing this. I want to meet people. I wanna meet book people. I wanna meet other readers. I wanna talk about books with you. I want you guys to tell me what books you think I should read. I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. See ya.